goes out to you, you. This goes out to you. This goes out to you. This goes out to you and you. This goes out to you. This goes out to you.
Hello world. Yeah, I've been there before. On the edge of the ledge. Eyes focused on floor. I've grown a lot since then. Lost love and found more. Trying to be a better me. Quit smoking Newports.
What's going on, everybody?
I was going to ask you why. Sorry.
Listen, one of my best attributes, honestly, to me, is my smile.
Okay.
So, you know, like I be having a lot of stuff, and then, you know, right before we start the show, we be talking, and then it kind of throws me off a little bit because I come on thinking I'm going to be one way and say one thing, and then truth here gets into my head and tells, you know what? Guys, thank you. Thank you so much.
Sorry, that's I was
It's all-
telling everybody else about.
Look, let me make sure my phone is off.
No, it definitely wasn't me.
Thank-
I never ever under any circumstances have my ringer on, but.
It's all good. It's all good.
What's good, Tony? I see you.
Hey, Tony. Yo, Tony put a post up on Facebook and amped me up for the show tonight. Thank you, Tony. He's always there for me. He's one of my biggest supporters. I appreciate you.
Where's Tone from?
Tony lives in Georgia. He's in Georgia. Yeah. So, and you know, he tunes in every single weekend.
Absolutely, man.
He's my Facebook husband. Hey, Tony.
What's good, man? Thanks for the support.
Yes. He
Yo,
gave me the-
yo, check this gentleman out too. Check him out on Facebook. He always posts incredible stuff, funny, some serious stuff, but like, you know, grown stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely check him out, man.
Yeah, I like Tony.
I think it's what, Tony J. Williams or Tony Williams?
Tony J. Williams.
Tony J.
But
Williams. Check him
he
out,
has
y'all.
like 3 or 4 pages, his silly ass. Me too. You know, and you know, anybody with more than 1 page, those be the ones that be getting in trouble the most.
I was just about to say it, but I ain't want to, you know.
I have 3 pages. This is because I'm in jail. And, you know, I got the Facebook fingers, and I use it for my business, and, you know, so I got to make sure I'm active on Facebook, and that is what it is. But
Okay.
thank you again, Tony. Thank you to all my other viewers. Thank you to any new subscribers, old subscribers. I appreciate you all so very much. All right. Interesting week for me this week. I was a little embarrassed on Facebook by some friends of mine. And I didn't want to, well, I was going to go full throttle into it, but decided before coming on the show that I wasn't going to do that. But it actually sparked the reasoning behind one of my topics for this week that I want to talk about with everybody. And, you know, it sparked better conversation than I thought it was going to. To me, at one point, I thought it might have sounded a little bit offensive to my kind, to my race, excuse me. But the more it stayed up and the more everybody else started commenting, it seems like this is something that everybody feels like is mutually wrong in the black community today. So I posed this question up on Facebook just to see what type of response I was going to get to it. I'm trying to scroll and find it on my page.
How about you read it first?
I had an interesting. Okay. I'm convinced that my race is the only race that's willing to bash our own for personal gain. Get mad if you want. I see it every day, B. In fact, I might even discuss this on my next show. I want everybody's thoughts. And I am discussing it on my show. And I'm discussing it in the light of supporting another podcast where I became the topic and the joke of their show. So I wanted, that's what sparked the conversation for this today. Instead of us, trying to help each other out, everybody support everybody, everybody do good, lift each other up, as a result, this is what I was able to come up with. I also want to mention, and if I'm wrong, please somebody let me know. After my shows, like I always tend to try to keep in mind that I have all different types of viewers in all different types of situations. I don't think I ever personally attack anybody. But if you ever felt like that is the case, please make sure you let me know. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I will give advice, but I'm not a psychic. So there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to let you know what somebody is feeling inside. And I'll never act like I will. So, comments on this post did, well, as I said, from Eric Daniel Ash. He said it was a good topic for the show and he couldn't wait to get into it. This was coming from a white guy too, by the way. Ellison Nunnally, shout out to him. He agreed. He says the same thing. Stacy Gonzalez says that the human race sucks, period. So she's saying it's not a race thing. It's more like a human thing. This is what everybody does to everybody. I don't agree with that. Rudy Antonio Moses, he said, I think that every race low-key does this. We're the only one that does it publicly or for everyone else's entertainment. I guess. Avia Williams, shout out to her. She said factuals. Arturo Dingle, he actually came on and he said that he liked the idea of the topic. And again, Arturo's another one who's very into race controversial questions and stuff. So I appreciate him commenting on it. Shout out to Stephen Boswell. He said if we can only stick together. Now, as far as his comment goes, as far as us all sticking together, we have the Jewish community. And you see them. I frequent New York City a lot. I'm a lot of times in Brooklyn. As you're driving up the Eastern Parkway, going into like Crown Heights, you see nothing but Jewish ambulances, Jewish people. It is a whole tight-knit community. They all drive minivans. They all have the little, curls. They're like all basically a unit, but they're some of the richest people in the world. So they're doing something right. And I'm thinking if we as African Americans, the black people, were to hop on that train, perhaps maybe instead of like killing each other off and stuff, we work together and maybe try to support one another instead of bashing one another, that we'd get further. Why are you smiling and what are you thinking?
I'm listening to your show.
Yeah, you know.
What's good, Prodigy?
Hey, Prodigy. Shout out to Mr. Truth sitting over here listening to my show. He says, this is so not true. No race is safe from hate. But I will say that this is the fact that a person hates on you because you're doing something right. Tony Williams wrote me a big ass long essay. He says, I don't know about bash per se. I think we'll push each other out of the way for our own personal gain. Sounds about right. Also, I don't think we uplift or support each other enough. We all say the right things, but our actions betray us. I'm not saying all black people are this way, but a lot of us are. People hate because their situation isn't like someone else's or because their situation isn't improving. If we can get out of that mindset, we'd be better off as a race because we would be more willing to support one another. I agree with that as well. I don't understand. Look, I was having this conversation with my kids the other day. You don't hear about look, you hear about white people in mass shootings. You hear about them walking up in jobs and wanting to kill everybody. You hear about them walking up in schools. You hear about them walking into movie theaters, shooting up places, churches. But you don't hear about them like killing each other for what one doesn't have that the other one does. As much as you do in the black race. You know, you see it all the time. Nipsey Hussle was killed for that reason, allegedly. You know, dude was jealous of what he didn't have as opposed to what Nipsey had, and you see what happens. Bumpy Johnson, shout out to him. He's actually completely changed his life. Was a cop and now, you know, does something completely different with himself. Force is bad, police are bad. I learned a lot from him. He also agreed with me. Danielle agreed with me as well. Now, mind you, everybody on this post besides the one guy, Eric, was black. So I don't know if that made it even worse that we all feel the same way. And we're not doing anything about it, or you know, how do you go to approach it or try to fix it? Yo, you're gonna stop laughing at me. Avery Jackson, shout out to him. He put me onto the crabs in a barrel theory. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
I had to Google it.
It's more lines of like, you know, if you are a seafood eater or you've been around the kitchens or whatever, if you put a bunch of crabs in the same pot, they'll pull one down to get on top of the other. So it's all about me for me mentality.
Yep.
So that's how they associate black people with crab mentalities.
It's true, kind of. I mean, it's embarrassing to hear, but I had to, you know, put it out there. I did find out information on it, and it a little sad I didn't know what it was at first, but after doing some research on it, that's basically what it is that we do to each other. So my question to everybody after the fact was, what is it that we need to do as a unit to become stronger? Nobody can tell me.
It's simple. It's easy. You have to change your mentality. Unfortunately, stop saying African American. That's first.
I don't want to say black people because I don't consider myself black.
You're black.
I'm not black, man. I'm brown.
You're not African American. White people aren't white. They're pale. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a category that they want to put you in. What I mean by that is like, you weren't born in Africa and now living in America.
Right.
We're the only race that are considered. You don't hear people calling Spanish Americans Spain Americans. You don't hear that. They're Spanish.
I hear Hispanic Americans. I hear it.
Yeah, you don't hear that shit.
I do.
But it's just more lines of the mentalities that have been beat into our ancestors have continued to pour out in our generation. Like I always tell people, the reason why you have so many black men and women that are still living home or that always continue to come back home is because we teach our kids the same shit we were taught. And that is when it's time to pay bills, break bread, and the kids like, what's that? We tell them stay out of grown folks' business.
Right.
Where as far as other cultures, sit their children down and explain to them how to balance a book, how to keep this, how to do that, how to live. If you bring this amount in, then your rent should be this amount. We always, as a black community, continue to live beyond our means.
Hell yeah.
So what I mean is we have to stop that. Bring your child to the table. All right, it's time to do the bills. So when they hit 19, 20, they go out there, they're on their own, and they're existing. They're not running back home after 6 or 7 months because then they got so behind on rent and this and that. And change the way we teach our kids. And then we won't have those people who have the mentality that they're only going to allow a certain amount of black people, so I want it to be me. Unfortunately, when there are black people that do get an opportunity to get a lot of money, they don't help other black individuals.
You know, the first person that popped in my head when you said that, and this is a reason why I can't stand his little ass, Floyd Mayweather. I never hear about
Floyd
that.
takes very good care of his team.
Yeah, he takes very good care of his team. What about?
Why should he take care of anybody else that's not in his team?
Why not? Like,
why
there?
should he?
Oh my God! Are you
can't
serious?
say no. You can't. This is
You
what
never hear him
this is the thing
donating
that
to any
kills
type
me.
of charity.
He does.
Yeah?
Yes. But you have a lot of people that don't want to be showing up. Film me giving this waiter $300.
I
and boohoo crying.
100% can see him if he was giving out waiters $3,000 tips, being the type to let
say he
everybody
has it.
know. I don't believe he
Because
has.
it's not because you have a
He's a
posted.
selfish man.
He is very
Selfish,
selfish.
arrogant son of a bitch.
All right, all of them are. But at the end of the day, you do have those individuals like Barry Bonds, one of the most arrogant motherfuckers in the world. But to stay out of jail, he finally had to come up, and you'd be amazed of all the people he gave money to, all the organizations, the children's homes, homeless, all the shit he did. Not everybody wants credit for it. And it kills me when people want to do something and then film it. And this is why I tell people, it's as simple as holding a fucking door. You hold a door open for someone because it's the right thing to do. But if that person doesn't say thank you, you catch an attitude. So you didn't do it because it was the right thing to do. You did it because you wanted someone to say fucking thank you. That's not doing the right thing. Our mentality as black people have to change. And until we change it, we're going to continue to make these same issues and steps where we think this one is better and that one's better. Jay-Z a billionaire. If you hear Jay-Z talking politics, he know what so that shit happened to Bill Cosby, so what happened to his ass. But at the end of the day, I tell you, as long as you take care of your team, that's what that matters. And first thing I tell people, you win $500 million right now. Are you gonna give somebody money?
Yeah, my kids.
Worst fucking thing to do.
My kids?
Motherfucking right.
Oh my God, I gotta bless the kids.
And the reason why I say it from this standpoint, if I give you $1 million, you've never had $1 million before. Mm-hmm. You've never known how to maintain $1 million. So you're gonna spend it. And when you spend it, what's the first thing you're gonna do? You're gonna come back for more. But if I find out what your interests are, what do you like to do? What do you love to do? What are you passionate about? All right, let's create a business. I'm going to send you to school to get all the proper education, all the certificates you need to get. We're going to start a business together. Because if that business fails, it's your fault, not mine. But if I give you the money, your hand is going to be out again. Because again, I didn't show you how to maintain $1 million. I just gave it to you. And again, I say if we start taking more mentalities as that, and I tell people all the time, black people are the most racist people in the face of the earth. And it's because you've done something to me just because I'm black. That's our thing. No, how about because you're a dumbass? How about because you're arrogant, you're cocky, you don't know how to talk to people? I tell people, a cop want to arrest you for the wrong reason, let them. That's a $20,000 lawsuit. Starts at right there. Yeah. But we're taught to be combative. Nah, lock up. Here you go, homie. All right, let's go. I'm good. Why are you smiling? Nigga, I'm about to get paid. That's why I'm smiling. So again, we have to change the mentalities when we show our kids, when we teach our kids. We need to show them, all right, this is how much I got. This is how much this is. This is how you break it down. And then now it's up to them to do it. Yeah. And this is why they know, all right, so I work, I'm making $10 an hour. I'm getting 20 some hours, whatever it is. Michelle, what's good? I'm getting. Well, she in the city, so that's probably why she. Well, you're making a certain amount of money. All right, again, you need to know, rich is food in the house, bills paid.
Right.
This is the greatest feeling in the world, not owning anybody anything.
Right.
See, if you're talking about money, then we're talking about wealth. See, we don't talk about wealth. We talk about rich. Yeah. Again, our mentality. Yeah. And when I say as far as your kids, all right, what do you want to do when you grow up? All right, you got this trust fund. You're gonna get this amount when you turn this. You're gonna get that amount when you turn that.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to earn every fucking dollar.
All of my kids have trust funds set up so that when they turn 21, they'll get.
What's good, Green Eye Hustle? First time.
Hey. they have, money set aside for when they turn 21. My son will turn 21 November.
Right.
So he'll get to benefit first from the.
All right, now, at knowing your son the way he is now, could you say he's able to handle the amount of money he's about to get?
Yeah. Yo, my son is like a Jew.
Well, see,
He's like,
no, it's not that. Here's what I'm saying from this standpoint. When you work, you know how much you're making out.
yeah.
You know what that paycheck gonna be like. All right, now it's different. Like, as I always tell people, you've seen $1 million in your lifetime. You just haven't seen all that once.
Right.
So I'm saying, if I just take it right now
I hate thinking about that.
and give him $1 million right now, it's different than getting his normal paycheck. See what I'm saying? So his mentality is different. That's what I tell people. You can't tell somebody, why in the hell would you buy a $600,000 car? Because he fucking want to. And if that person can buy that and it didn't affect his lifestyle, his family, and he didn't hurt anyone, he or she didn't hurt anyone to maintain that, then I'm happy for him.
When I got the money for my kids and said that I was going to put it into a liquid account to generate money throughout the year, that was money that I had won from a lawsuit.
Right.
I just knew and then was thinking in my mind that my parents didn't have that long talk about wanting to better myself and educate myself. They didn't send me through college. I did it myself. They didn't have anything set up for me.
Right.
Nor were there talks of it.
So, but look how wonderful that is a situation as far as you. You broke the cycle. And this is what we have to do. So now your kids are going to repeat what you did. So now, again, we talk about this new generation. And, oh man, new gen, they want to have their pants down. Oh man, they want to listen to this type of music. You don't want to listen to it? Don't listen. You don't want your pants down there? Don't fucking wear it down there. But like I'm saying, it's all about understanding. And again, if that person's pants down is not causing you a heart attack, they're not physically putting their hands on you, why does it bother you so much? See what I'm saying? We're so much worried about what other people are doing because we want them to do what we want them to do. Instead of saying, listen, it ain't hurting nobody, knock themselves out.
But it can hurt. It just hurts in different ways.
How does it hurt?
I mean,
It hurts the individual, but does it hurt no one else? Like I said, I think we should
Yeah.
dedicate more time into naming our fucking kids. That's what we should dedicate more time. Because they had a big time Fortune 500 executive, and she pointed out every fucking race from every name. And she knew who she was gonna hire, who she wasn't.
yeah, that's
And
true.
the power of your fucking name
Yo, you know what?
is stronger than all this other shit we talking about.
Let me tell you something. When I decided on my kids' names, I decided that I wanted them to have names that did not sound like their ethnicity or their race. And I wanted them to be able to have jobs when they got older. That's another unfortunate black stereotype with these, hard.
Oh, that ain't a stereotype. It's a fact. Like, I met one Jamaican dude. My man's name was Vladimir. I loved him to death.
Vladimir, that sounds Spanish to me.
Vladimir. Sounds Russian. And that's how he got a job again, because of his name. And when he walked in there, they immediately tried everything under the sun to try to fire him. And eventually wound up
serious?
suing the shit out of him. So this is what I'm saying, like the power of a fucking name.
You know what? My kids have normal names. My oldest is Anthony, and you can't get no more generic and white sounding, than that. And then we got all the other countries and stuff that I use. But it's sad that it has to be that way, as far as the whole, where somebody's from based off their name. But I do know a white guy named Tyrone. I will say that like that. That's like what I do. He actually Jewish.
Nice.
His name is Tyrone. So we can't really go based off of that. But you were talking about like being hurt by somebody physically in this regard, or
Well, it's just more honest because, like I said, we're so much worried about what other people are doing that,
No
again,
shit.
that's what I'm saying. Like, we're not, if it's not physically hurting someone, or they're not talking down or threatening your kids or throwing all kinds of things. I think as far as like, because it's so big of a thing now where this generation is going at that generation, the music, the clothing, and this and that. If you don't like it, don't wear it. See how simple that is? You don't like it, don't wear it. Wow, ends the fucking argument right there.
Oh my God. Maybe it's different for men and women.
Well, I mean, it's just more lines again because, like, all right, look at it from a business standpoint. Prince sat in front of everyone and say, I'm looking at a bunch of all these black people in here, I'm looking at billionaire. Why are we still letting these white people own the distribution? Again, because your money is your money and you don't want to, you like being the 1%er. You have a lot of people out here that love saying to themselves, I'm better than you. Because I can afford this and you can't. That's how but a lot of them, they're miserable. They're going to do 10,000 divorces, 7,000 alimonies, 12,000 child supports, and at the end of the day, when you're in your deathbed, nobody love you, nobody give two shits about you.
Right.
And that's a horrible feeling to die miserable and alone.
Yeah. My God. Yeah, you too much. So basically, black people, what I think we need to do, what I think we all need to do is, it don't hurt to be nice and try to help the next person out.
Yeah.
I think we need to do it with a little bit more kindness. I got into the whole podcast thing because I seriously wanted to help people out. If I had a show that I knew offended somebody, I would be hurt by it.
You offend me every show. You don't apologize for shit.
That is a damn lie. If you guys know this, Truth be the one that be digging in my ass. Don't listen to that, man.
It's the truth, man. Nah,
Got my man over there thinking I be having 25 dicks in my mouth and all this.
You eat ass. That's all that matters. Oh. No. Listen, at the end of the day, I understand. And I think, and again, I don't know you and your husband, your man's situation. Mm-hmm. But what I do see is, you fighting for it. And maybe people on the outside really don't understand you're fighting for it because, again, and I mean no disrespect to you, as a woman, someone I know, as a friend, as a colleague, you're trying to write your history with this relationship. You have a child with someone and you're not with the other father, so you're trying to make this work.
Yes.
And a lot of times when we do that, we fuck ourselves even worse. But what I'm trying to say is, right is right and wrong is wrong. At the end of the day. Now, yes, you fight for your relationship with every tooth, every nail, every hair follicle, and that's what you're supposed to do. But you can't force a triangle into a rectangle peg. So let any and everyone believe what they want to believe. As long as you know, and if the person you with doesn't know, then that's not the person for you. At the end of the day, I always tell people you're not the only one attracted to the person you're with. It doesn't just shut off. Like as soon as you say we're together, the attractiveness and all that just shuts off for anyone else in the world. And that's what I'm saying. It's a great thing because you need that bullshit in your life, in your relationship. You need that struggle. You need that fight. You need that pain. So when you survive that, that's a relationship that can't be broken by anybody because you didn't went there and back.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if that doesn't work, then it just wasn't meant to be.
Right.
So you continue to fight for your relationship. I'm happy for you. I've never met him. I'll meet him in a couple of weeks. It'll be good to meet him. We'll have a drink and talk. But I'm just real. And we're from here. I'm from New York. He's from New York, and he's understand that mentality. Mm-hmm. And that's just how we are.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, misery loves company. And what I need him to understand that. Not everyone wants to see you happy. Not everyone wants to see you successful. When people are miserable, they want you to be right there with them, miserable as shit. When you have something that isn't conventional, that isn't with their pants down, or this or that, and this is where I'm going with it with you. Just because it's not common, just because it's not something that they're doing, doesn't mean it's wrong.
Right.
Because they're not the ones doing it, you are.
Right.
So as long as that man makes you happy, fuck motherfucking everybody.
And I am. And I do love him. Very, very much. Very, very much. you know, but well, for me it was just a little hard because you're
They were
passing
drunk as hell for one, so like that should let you know right off the
Oh,
bat.
but then don't. Okay, look. Number one, don't spend weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks studying me. Shots fired. To then throw shit that I say back at me. Don't do that. Don't do that. Like I thought that was a little messed up. But then, as we say, you're doing something. You got to be doing something right for people to be that much on you.
Well, like
I be up on my high horse a lot, and a lot of people don't like Kara up on the high horse because Kara on the high horse is mean to everybody. She's looking down on everybody. She thinks she's better than everybody else. So I've been humble. I've been very humble. I haven't really been saying much. I've been kind of laying low and shit. But like, and another thing too, if you're perceiving these people off to be somebody that's real close to you, and then they turn around and make a whole fucking show about you and don't include you in that, and then you become the joke of their show. That's fucked up, man. I'm sorry. You know what? I've been in here for a couple of days.
I understand that, but like I said, I don't think it was about you.
Yo, come on. If it wasn't
Hold
for...
on for a second.
Okay.
Let me finish.
Okay.
I don't think it started off about you, but because that's where the conversation went.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it kind of stayed because other people were commenting. But at the end of the day, like I said, I don't think it originally started that way. I know that's where it went. But, at the end of the day, I understand how you feel. But you already know how I feel about
Yes.
the situation. But, we're two different individuals. We're, raised differently, brought up differently. So I understand, sometimes you just have to get things off your chest. And it's a wonderful thing. But, like I said, at the end of the day, no one goes out there and says, yo, that bum on the corner is killing it. I want to be just like that. You know what I'm saying? So, it just going to show that, you're doing a lot of good things. You have degrees and education and, you have the kids you have, but you're not sitting here fucking and sucking 12,000 other dicks just to get the day by. And, that's not a common thing, and not everyone's used to that. Because I remember a post, it was funny as hell on Facebook. It was this big black dude laid across the stretch of the bed, and it was like, your kids are gonna need clothes soon. You know what I mean? So, so what I'm saying, like the things unfortunately a lot of people have to go through.
Yeah.
In order to do, the things the issues and problems that they created themselves.
Yeah. I'm all about originality. So, although I am very, very, very happy to be mimicked, it makes me feel good. I also would have respected it a lot more if it was done like more original. But at the end of the day, we all learn. I've learned from this. I was bitter for a couple of days, having problems with the
Just
guy.
a couple of days?
A little bit. You know why?
I think it was a little more than a couple. Just putting it out there.
I'm just, like
Just me.
when you think about the way you say things and the certain facial expressions you use to talk to people, like you can tell by the way a person puts things out there how they really truly feel about you. And a couple of times I saw it discussed in the face while talking about some of the issues in my life. And the whole thing was just devastating to have going through. But it's a lesson learned.
Well,
I'm glad I'm
yeah.
entertainment for them. I'm glad they try to do
It's
what
just,
I do.
more lines of, stop, I would say again, stop worrying about what someone or how else someone else feels. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? Because they're not you. They're not living your life, but, you want them to be as, I guess, interesting as they want to be or whatever situation may be. But, I feel you.
Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? That is my song. That's what I was always
When that shit
like.
first came out, yeah. Cause like when she you didn't know what she was, and she was a little sexy or whatever. You're like, what the fuck is she?
Yeah. What is she? I still don't know.
I forgot.
Listen.
Soon as she got a boob job, I was done with her.
All right, moving on for this topic. I really have a question. We see women now these days, we're a little bit more loose with ourselves. You know, we're different, we're outspoken, we're not as respectful to the men as we should be, or how it used to be back in the day. What happened? What happened to us, man? What happened to women? What happened to the generation where there was some type of respect? We stand behind the man instead of beside the man or in front of the man. Honestly, I'm gonna blame this shit on Little Kim. Because Little Kim came out, and then all of a sudden, women started feeling more comfortable with sucking dick and gagging on it. And think about it. I used to be scared of it. Like, I remember hearing that song and thinking to myself, yo, I want to be just like that girl. And I was seeing a guy at the time that would not deal with women who wasn't, wearing the designer clothes. And growing up in Hackensack, my parents always had money. We always had money. We were the Joneses. We had money. We looked nice. So I tend to attract a different type of guy back in the day. But, like, what is it that made women go from what they did in 1968 to now twerking with body paint on and like, what the fuck happened? What do you think it was? I really don't know.
Again, the day and the era. Like a lot of people were saying, a lot of people want to compare today's women in the society to women back in the days. But you gotta remember, the press, the media, social media wasn't the same back then like it is now.
So,
I'm sure, right, that a lot of these chicks said a lot of shit they shouldn't have said or did a lot of shit they shouldn't have did. But again, social media is not what it used to. Well, it's not. It wasn't back then what it is now.
all right. I just wanted to mention that this picture in 1968, I did some research on it. Very well-known picture. It marked the beginning of women's liberation. This image of black women presented an opportunity to both celebrate and immortalize the contributions while making it clear and necessity of black women's voices and the movements for equality.
Right.
So we stood for something a lot more back then. Does that mean that we are standing less for something nowadays, today? Like, what?
Here's the thing. You have women, again, you're going to attract what you like.
Yeah.
You got some women out here, like I always tell a story. I remember my cousin met this Spanish girl from Queens. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. Family had money. Love my cousin to death. You know, they met, it was good, this and that. He finally invited her over. It's the last day he saw her. She thought he was a project motherfucker. She thought he was destitute, doing all this crazy shit. But when she saw, we had several houses. We had a lot of vehicles. We had property in different states. Mm-hmm. And she could control them with her finances, like she probably would someone else who was in the projects or that needed or whatever. Mm-hmm. And all that went out the window. So again, it wasn't the fact that she was looking for someone. She was looking for a certain situation.
Okay.
She wanted someone to need her, to worship her.
That's what I want.
Shit, fuck out of here with that.
I want to be worshipped. Then maybe I'd always have a smile. I wouldn't give a fuck what people had to say about me.
But it wasn't real. It wouldn't be real. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole part. Like I said, you want it to be real. You want any and everything said to be real. Like, you want to believe it. Yo, I believe that shit.
You know what? Shout out to Zachary. He's normally here. He's under Juju if he's watching. He said that what happened to women now is lost morals. We lost our morals. Johnny Tablada, shout out to him. He said brainwashing of the masses. That's what this is. I will say this. As far as us women now wanting to do different things with ourselves to kind of try to spark things up a little bit. I see it being a lot easier now than it was back in the day. I did a shoot not too long ago and I had to wear body paint. I don't remember it being that big back in the day, but it does something to you. You know, it's a nice.
That's where you just did a shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's it's a nice thing to have the body paint on. I wasn't like this. It was more more like earthly and nice. But I think one of the main reasons why we've changed now into the image that you see more at the bottom is because it got us more attention. If a woman was getting the attention that she needed, to me, she wouldn't have to do this. In this case, though, it's entertainment. And social media has changed things a lot, too. Shout out to Zachary again. He came back on and said, from all the videos that are on Facebook, rather a ghetto-ass hood rats fighting or twerking in Walmart. Sorry, but y'all want men to respect you so much more, I can say. That's right. William Brown said crack happened.
What's good, Craig?
Women are like this now because of the epidemic of crack.
Craig said y'all started on time today. Yeah, we did, man.
Yeah, we did start on time. Yo, I said last week that I apologize for being late. Damn, I got people pulling up late because of me.
And Prodigy says, don't blame Kim for women's lack of self-esteem.
Yo, my God. Okay.
No, it's true, because I agree with it, because it's called self-esteem, not our esteem.
Listen, when she came out, every guy was turned on by this very open spoken woman who used to be scared of the dick. Now she's throwing lips to the shit. Nobody really spoke about it before that in any type of music that I could think of. Now they want to blame the music as to the reason why kids nowadays are out here popping pills and doing all this other crazy type of drugs. Why can't we blame somebody for the reason why women are more outspoken? I blame Kim. Yes, it's self-esteem, and we have to be worried about ourselves. But if that was what was turning men on back in the day, which was the pictures of her, with the fat coochie with her legs spread open and all this other stuff,
So what was the difference between, I'm going to hit you with this one, the difference between Little Kim and Adina Howard? Now, mind you, it's a couple of years. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, back in the days, you had to be a certain way on TV.
Yeah.
Couldn't say certain words. Then Donnie C said bitch, and it started growing and growing, and now there's, BET at night or whatever it is. So things have become more laid back. Like, I don't know if you heard about this new show that HBO, it's getting so kind of like, it's bash, but it's bash in a good way because so many people more are watching it because of it. Mm-hmm. And it's called Empathy.
Okay, yes.
And there's a dick in there every fucking episode. Several dicks. Several every episode. I was like, you can tell the guy who did it is not a heterosexual. But at the end of the day, what was allowed back in the days is different what was allowed now.
Right. And
so if Adina Howard could be freak in the morning, freak in the day, t-shirt and my panties on, if she was that young today, could you imagine how reckless she would have been? So again, you're talking about, it's a lot more open. So when we're dead and gone and our kids are our ages, it's going to be butt naked TV every day. Like, you go to a lot of these other countries and there's titties and asses on regular TV. There is no HBO Showtime. It's just their regular stuff.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever been to Brazil, they have no clothes on all day long, but it's just their culture. It's just how they are.
That's what my
ass is out all day long. Mm-hmm. Now, when obviously they can tell a tourist because he ain't never see ass out all day long, he reacts differently.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like Adina Howard. I don't remember what year that was. Way before Little Kim coming out with all of that stuff. But I was in high school when Little Kim came out with that album and that song, and everybody wanted to mimic her and be like her and perceive themselves like her. And I will tell you, you put me onto something because I was thinking that maybe it was Little Kim, but it could have been Adina damn Howard too, being a freak all through the day and all through the night.
Well, it was a lot. It was released in 1995.
Oh, okay.
But there were other, what about Tonight's the Night? About losing virginity. Let's take it even further. Yeah, you ever heard that song, Tonight's the Night? Where she talked about losing her virginity? Or what about Donna Summers moaning and groaning in the studio?
Oh.
So, you know what I'm saying?
But was
Love
it
to
as
love you,
descriptive?
baby.
Was it as
Ooh.
descriptive as what?
Well, what I'm saying is back in the days, you weren't allowed, like you could get away with so much more now than you could back then. So what I'm saying is the provocative, it was there.
Yeah.
Now, it may not have been as open because you couldn't be back then to what it is now.
Right.
So those women back then were still talking about sucking and fucking. I could play a whole bunch of dirty ass motherfucking songs right now that were filmed in the fucking 40s. Songs.
Gosh.
You know what I mean?
Yo.
So again, it's just now they can say dick and pussy. Back in the days, they had to talk about sticks and jumping over brooms. And some say you had to mask it.
Yo, Tony is stupid. Talk about big booty holes.
There you
What
go.
is? He said blame Uncle
Luke. That's a.
Yo, you know what? We can blame Luke.
I mean,
know.
shit.
Music does, listen, music, and it's funny that we're talking about music and you got Cardi B up here with the City Girls.
Now, them motherfucking chicks is off the fucking chain.
Listen,
Them chicks is off the chain.
period. They,
Now, them chicks about fucking and sucking every song.
oh, listen, and you know what the crazy
they're
shit
selling.
is? 2 of them are in jail. 1 of them knocked up right now. You know, 2 of them are in jail. They missed the summer jam locked up for fighting and all this other crazy shit. But this is who the influence now is. Like, I have a 15-year-old daughter, and she's in her room, and she's twerking, and she's doing all this other and
She
shaking.
don't have that mentality, though. You talking about the one I met?
Yeah.
She don't have that mentality, though. No, I'm saying she's... I
She's getting into
No,
it.
what I'm saying is, like, from what I see from her age, maybe, yeah, behind closed doors she'll be that. You know what I mean? But out in public, she'll carry herself a certain way.
Oh, yeah. That's her. That's her, 100%.
You know what I mean? So and that's what I'm saying. And that's
She
the way it's supposed to
surprises
be.
me. Like,
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now they like, you know, everybody supposed to know you just get your man in rusty trombone. Like, that shit's supposed to be behind, you know what I'm saying? Behind closed door. Like, when we got downstairs, I'm like, that nigga in the back pressed up pretty motherfucking
Yo,
hard.
You are.
Like,
yo.
nigga, stand up out this truck. Shit, stand there at fucking attention.
Oh,
but I'm saying,
my
like,
God.
this is what you want. And this is what we should be taught.
Right. To be more.
To not just more lines, be who you are. Do what you like. But just understand there's a consequence to come with it. Like I always tell, like, women, you know, be careful what you go out with. And I don't want to hear that, oh, I should be able to wear what I want to wear. Yeah, them niggas gonna holler at you, fuck with you, throw rocks at you, kicking your back just because. And don't walk around. I said, we're in Jersey, right? All right, some of the bad areas. Let's say the 4th and Patterson. You ain't walking around the 4th and Patterson after payday making $60 an hour with all your money out. So I'm saying is, like, understand where you're going.
I used to walk around. I used to live on Keene Street in Patterson, which is in the 4th.
Right.
And Rosa Parks Boulevard, there's a liquor store that everybody hung out at all
Of
the
course.
time down there. I used to deliberately throw on little half-ass shorts and a short-ass tank top just to walk around the corner for the attention.
But that's what I'm saying, like, you're going to get that. So for those individuals who do it, go out and don't want to hit, come on, yo. Like, if that's the way you felt, then you should have walked around in your room all fucking day long. So I'm just saying, like, yes,
Some of us need
understand what you're asking for.
attention. Yeah.
Yes, you should be able to wear what you want, but hey, you should be getting paid $1 zillion an hour. It's not gonna happen though. Just be aware of the situations you're putting yourself in. Like, I used to always go, because I'm from the South Bronx, we used to always go to the movie theater across from the courthouse at 161st Street. Now, you would think because it's across the street from the courthouse, it would be so safe. It was the worst fucking movie theater I've ever seen in my fucking life. It was a shootout there every motherfucking night.
Oh my God.
But guys would go there with their girl. And I'm like, what the fuck are you
I
thinking?
thought the movie theater in Parkchester was the worst.
Nah. I'm like, what the fuck are you thinking? Your girl is bad for one. You ain't about that life. And you know these niggas, because there's 12 of them. They feel big. They feel bold, because there's 12 of them. They gonna fuck with you. All right? And your girl gonna want you to stand up and say something, do something. And if you don't, then the first thing you get in an argument, you're gonna be every bitch ass niggas in the world.
Yo. Guys, don't let nobody pull up on your girl and you stand there and do nothing.
Oh no, let them, fellas.
You're not ever getting
Let
a
'em.
phone call back after me
Let
doing
'em.
some shit like that.
Fellas, you
Better make me
can't. Fellas,
feel-
you can't lose. There's 20 women to every man.
Oh my
If your
God.
girl purposely walks out the house and puts you in an uncomfortable situation, She deserves every fucking thing she get.
No, listen. We should be able to go out.
When you say we,
women should be able to go out dressed the way they want.
all right, and be prepared for the consequences. Exactly.
That's what you guys are here for.
No, I'm not fighting for. I'm sorry, I'm not fighting over. I'll fight for, but I'm not fighting over no woman. If you put me in an uncomfortable situation, I'll leave it to yourself in a heartbeat. I mean, this nigga still gonna fight, but you're gonna be by yourself.
Yeah, you know what? Tony.
What up, homie?
He wrote this big ass speech, like always. I love you, Tony. It's silly stuff. He said, in my opinion, what had happened was these women didn't imply themselves to be something more at an earlier age. No matter who raised them, they looking at stripping, hoeing, amateur porn, social media, thotting as means of gaining attention and making money in a much easier fashion. It makes me sad because there are plenty of sisters who actually work hard with school and jobs to get where they need to be, and they are raising their kids right. What these other women excuse for not going the same route in terms of being successful. It is an unfortunate thing to see in 2019.
I gotta disagree with you there, Tone.
Uh-oh.
I have a question.
Text me the
For all
answer.
these young ladies that you mentioned with all these other jobs, how much are they worth?
What do you mean, the job?
Yeah, they're doing all this and all this other stuff, but they're not worth. Cardi B's worth $8 million. Now, yeah, back in the days when she was a stripper, she did more fucking and sucking as a low-life stripper than as what she is now.
Oh.
Just real. You had the right amount of dollars, Cardi was fucking and sucking.
Damn.
A lot of these strippers. Here's the thing, and what I explain to people: when me and my crew went to the strip club, it wasn't for lap dances. We got a bunch of chicks together who was fucking. We back to the hotel room. These chicks is fucking and sucking. So what I'm saying is, you have these young ladies that are doing this and not bigging themselves up to someone who grew from it. And that's why I say, like, you would want to follow her pattern from a point to where you got out of the situation. You have so many other ladies who just fine fucking and sucking every other motherfucking dick until they hit 35 and then shit start going downhill. But it's just more lines of like, a lot of these young ladies do this shit as an image.
I can see that.
Like, I don't know if people like even talk to Tupac. He told him, hey, I'm an entertainer. People are saying he was a phenomenal actor. Went to school for it.
Yeah.
He knew how to put on a fucking show.
Yeah.
So a lot of these ladies ain't really about that life. They're creating this mirage that you love and that you like, and you're running with it because it's putting dollars in the pocket.
I wish, but that is me, 100%. Look, I think where we went wrong was.
All right, and the City Girls right now, even though they just started, them chicks is worth $500,000.
See?
So by the end of the year, they'd be worth over $1 million.
Over $1 million. They're doing something right. Look, I'm about to start.
Well, it's just more lines, but like I said, like, you have a lot of individuals that learn while they're in the industry, like Migos. And before it was Versace, all this other shit, naming everybody else's brand, making everybody else richer.
Yeah.
Now they have their own clothing line.
Yeah.
Now they have their own business.
Yeah.
So sometimes you go into something because you have to do what you got to do to get there. Then once you get there, you act right. Like Jay-Z played house niggas for as long as he had to, and now he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
Now he's a shot caller.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, you have some, just like when you work at a job, you would love to tell your boss at the job, I will fuck you up. But a lot of times you're going to say, you know what? I got a family support. You know what? I understand. No problem. You know what I mean? Until they got a little disrespectful, like one of my supervisors, I just tell a nigga I slide this nigga on the fucking floor. But at the end of the day, if you doing that to a job that's paying you pennies, compared to these ladies who are worth $500,000, $1 million, $8 million, $10 million, Beyonce is worth $700-800 million. So again, like, you're putting on a show.
Yeah. It's for entertainment.
You want to see my ass clap? Here you go. There you go. There you go. Where's that next check, nigga? All right, good. Now when they home, they're probably sweatpantsing it up.
So women back in the 60s, although had more respect for themselves, they wasn't making the money that
Why they did? They still was fucking and sucking back then too.
Oh my god. Yeah, they was fucking and sucking behind closed doors.
These chicks, like, until you see a sex, like, even if it's a sex video, like the Kim Kardashian shit, who put her on the map. As much as she hated, it put her on the map. She was just niggas that was getting passed around. That's what she was back in the days. That put her on the map. But at the end of the day, unless it, even though it was done behind closed doors and it got out, what you do behind closed is what you do behind closed doors. She didn't release that tape. Ray J had something to do with that, whatever situation may be. She didn't release. She filmed it. She let the nigga film it.
Their mother did it. Yeah, their mother was behind the production and everything of that porno.
Production to get it out, but I'm talking about the actual film.
Oh,
That was them filming it, and then obviously she's from a business stand. It's out already.
Yeah.
It's benefit from it.
Yeah, her mother.
But
did
what I'm
that.
saying from a standpoint is, these young ladies, unless you're sitting there saying on live, yo, I'm on 12th Ave right now, about to suck a random nigga dick, film it. You know what I'm saying? But if you're doing what you're doing behind closed doors and the film get out, okay, what is? What I'm saying is these chicks ain't fuck. They talking about fucking and sucking.
Right.
I guarantee you a lot of them don't even know how to suck dick. Look at Black China until that video came out. She
Oh,
talked all that shit,
God.
and the bitch couldn't suck dick.
Word, man.
Like you went from the number one thought to nowhere existing. Everybody's, oh man, look at the ass, look at this, she's cute, she's sexy. Oh, I know she could suck. Man, look at them lips, and that bitch couldn't suck dick. Shit.
No.
So again, that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't matter what a person say they're doing, what they look like, what they're doing. Like, I know a chick right now is suited up and is a fucking smut.
Yo, you know,
I'm saying, suited up, and I'm talking about one of the biggest sluts in the fucking universe. Not the world, the universe. Like, you don't want to shake her hand, you don't want her to kiss you on your cheek. She might be passing something. She's a fucking universal
do you
thought.
work with this person?
Absolutely not. She's a universal thought. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you look at someone and you see a suit, you see her portray herself, you're like, oh man, this is the way, and then you don't really know that person.
That's true. So, you think women back in the 60s were just like how they are now, except a little bit more personal? And
You have some people that are very well man. Like, all right, good example, Whitney Houston. No one knew Whitney Houston was from the projects in Newark.
Right.
Until towards the end of her career and all that other dumb shit, but you thought she was from Bel Air.
Yeah.
They got her. They sent that bitch to etiquette class quick, bitch.
Yeah.
But as I'm saying, like, look how the cover in the book is. You have a lot of people that are portrayed one way and are not.
Right. I can see it. Look, whatever's gonna make me all types of $1 million, like the City Girls and like Cardi B, sign me up for, because I really am trying. I really am. I don't know if I gotta get up here and be half naked and do this other stuff. The modeling.
Well, see, it depends on what you, because I always say, like, I always tell people, like, I tell my son, like, you don't want a job, you want a career.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, you know, like I said, at the end of the day, you want to, you know, be up there half naked, but at the end of the day, you're 21, 22, 25 now, you're getting older every second. And then for every 15, 16, 17-year-old, the older you get, the older they get. So now they're taking over.
Yeah.
Their body is tight, they're young looking,
Right.
they're bouncing and all that other shit. But it's all, again, it's all about longevity.
Right.
And that's why I said, all right, you doing this, all right, how come you didn't start your own company? Like, you can say whatever you want about Tyra, but she started her own brand. You know what I mean? So she
respect that,
took
too.
something and she looped it. All right, I'm going to put my stamp on it. Let's do it.
Yeah. That's dope. He's always saying like little innuendo things and like subliminal things to like make you think a little bit about stuff. What is Tony saying? He said, I don't care what you do for extra money, just as long as you shake them today's. You know what? Money. Listen, we were a little bit more like secretive back in the day. We're a
It
little bit
wasn't
more
secretive,
open
but
with-
again, social media is not what it was back in the day like it is now.
Right.
TMZ wasn't running around in 68.
Right.
You know what I mean? Following this person and that person around.
People have more
So
privacy.
again, yeah, these things were done. They
Yeah.
just wasn't you know, out in the open, like I said, you got people literally driving around all day long taking photos. It's their job. You know what I mean? You can make $70,000, $80,000 for one fucking photo
Yeah.
of the right person at the right time. So again, like, generation is just different. It's just now to get going, because like people don't understand. Cardi putting on a show for y'all.
Yeah.
Remember when Cardi was on Love and Hip Hop? They got her ass off of there so fast because she wouldn't do the ratchet shit.
Yeah, that's true.
She wouldn't do the ratchet
That's
shit.
true. That is 100%.
Cardi got y'all fuckers fooled. You know what I'm saying?
I love Cardi.
Cardi's a great motherfucking actress. You gotta give her credit. She's
Yeah.
into movies. She got this movie coming out now.
I saw.
You know what I
the
mean?
Stripper.
So, yeah.
Stripper movie.
Right. You know what I mean? But look what she's doing it with.
Yeah.
She's doing it with a big
J-Lo.
head.
J-Lo.
Yeah, you're talking about a billionaire right there. She's doing it with a
She's bringing
billionaire.
back Reebok.
Right.
I saw the Reebok commercial. I'm
So-
like, I gotta get me a pair of Reebok glasses.
So this is what I'm saying, like, brand.
Yeah.
And this is why I tell you, you can say it can say anything you want about Cash Me Outside Girl. Look how she branded herself.
Yeah. That's true. She said.
And,
I read
and
an article.
we're
the other
not doing that to ourselves.
day. Right.
You know what I mean? Take an apple and take a seed, plant it, and watch it grow.
Yeah. We need the moral of today is we need to be there more for each other, help lift each other up, try different things.
Man, fuck all that. Do it yourself. Stop worrying about what people think of you. Stop worrying about someone else doing something for you. Don't be afraid to do it yourself. A lot of shits don't happen overnight. I had a conversation with someone Michelle this morning, and I was saying, like, we had talking about music and whatever, and I was explaining to her, look at Fetty Wap. That Trap Queen song was on SoundCloud for 2 years.
Yeah, didn't do shit.
Didn't do shit. And then all of a sudden, pow, took it, remastered it, found somebody, put some money behind it. So not everything happens immediately.
Yeah.
And, like when I put in my post, you know what I mean? You only fail when you stop trying to succeed.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen when you want it to happen. It's gonna happen when it's supposed to happen.
Yeah. Congratulations to you again.
Thank you.
Finishing school and stuff. You're so dope. Aww. All right, guys. So this was this week's edition of Grown Talk with God. It's just real quick before I go. Thank you, True.
Always.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Tony. Thanks to everybody that's watching. I know Prodigy is there. I don't know if Kano is still there. That was the Green Eyed Bandit. That was my friend.
Oh, that's good.
Tell your friends to tell their friends. Craig, I see you too. Thank you so much. We start on time now. I said moving forward, we'll be ready to start the show at 7 o'clock. So don't tune in at no 7:38 asking if we started on time. Yeah, we started 38 minutes ago because Kara got it now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget, we got the event August 17th. I want to see as many as possible here. This is going to be dope, and you get to meet me and the crew, and we'll all be... No, excuse me. You get to meet all of the Truth Vibe TV hosts, including me, and it's going to be fun.
That was the greatest cleanup I've ever heard in my life. I just want to tell people that.
It's going to be dope. It's going to be dope.
I said come out, hang out with us. All the shows will be there. We have some special guests coming in. I have some special DJs coming in.
I'm so excited.
We're going to have some fun. Again, we will start filming at 5:30. It will be live, streamed live on our network. All the shows will be from 5:30 to 9:30. And then at 10 p.m., the DJs will start. We'll have some great music playing everything that you want to hear. Some great DJs coming through. So come through, have some fun with us.
It's going to be so exciting. I got my dress. It looks like a disco ball. We see you guys next week. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's edition of Real Talk with Goddess. Don't forget, click subscribe, view, like, everything. You guys have a good weekend. Bye.